Hi, today we are going to discuss about IAM in AWS, which is Identity and Access Management. Okay, so what it does is it manages users, provide permissions, uh, authentication and authorization to the servers. Um, I mean EC2 instances, S3 buckets, RDS, or any other services. Okay. Today we are going to learn how we create policies, how we create groups, how we create roles, and how we create users and what level of permission we can assign to users, etc. Okay. So actually, whenever you are working with more services, you will understand better. So today we are going to discuss the basic part of IAM. And going forward, we will create more roles and groups policies so that you can access various services. Okay, so now let me create one user. See here, I logged in. How I got here is I logged into my AWS account. When you log in, you will see this page. Okay, and here under security, security identity and compliance, you have to click IAM. So here, this is the dashboard of IAM. It shows how many users I have, how many roles I have, how many groups, identity providers, and custom managed policies. That means AWS gives some policies by default, but these custom managed policies are created by myself. Okay, so if you go to users, you can see only one user is there named Bluebird. Okay, let me create another user. See here, I clicked add user button at the top and you have to give username. I'm giving as Redbird. If you want to create multiple users at a time, you can simply hit on add user and give the different usernames. Okay, well, then you have two options to create password or access key and secret key. This is very important. Please focus here. Programmatic access. If you select programmatic access, this account will give you access key and secret access key. Okay, enables access key ID and secret access key for AWS API, CLI, SDK, and other development tools. I'll explain what it is. And if you select AWS managed, see here, you got one option here to auto generate password or custom password. Okay, so these are the two options you have. First, let us check the first option. If you create access key and secret key, what happens is you will be able to uh, you will be able to access the services like EC2, RDS, etc. through API calls. API calls is nothing but a service calls from the browser to the particular server. So what it happens is if you are using any service that uses API, that has an API in your organization, and uh, you want to make your code act, make your code connect to particular resource in AWS, you have to give the access key and secret key to that code. Or if you are using any CLI command line interface commands, but that command should reach your AWS account and manage things. In that case, you have to give the CLI, and you can use SDK and other development tools. Okay. And if you want, so if you select only this programmatic access, you cannot log into AWS console using a browser, but using these codes in access key and secret access key in code or CLI tools, you can simply access through that. And if you select this managed console, you can create you can create simply password, for example, password, and user must create new password in next login if you are creating for anyone else. But I am removing now for now because I don't want to change my password after login. Okay, so this user can log in with this username and this password from the browser. Okay, but if you select this and not this or not this console access, you will not be able to log into browser. I mean your AWS console, what you are seeing now. It only allows users to access from the code or CLI. Remember this, a simple thing. Users can be two things. One is humans and one is code. Okay. Once user wants to access the resources and code wants to access the resources. Okay. If you want to use for code, if you want to use this user for code, you select the first option. If you want to use that from console access, use to. So I'm using both. Okay. Please ask me if you have any doubts. Okay. Next. So these are the groups I need to select. These are the groups. Is that read-only user or admin user? So if I select this read-only user S3 access, so this user has only S3 access and it will be read-only. Okay, if you see here permissions from the existing user, attach policy directly. We have so many policies here. So what I do is, you see this arrow boxes before AWS, before the name of the policy. That means this policy is created by AWS itself. If you create any custom policies by yourself, let me find. I think I have created few. Yeah, here you see S3 access. It doesn't have the yellow box before that. That means this is custom managed. You can see here. Okay, that means that policy was created by myself. So now I'm attaching few policies. EC2 full access, for example, EC2 full access, and next. So what I have done so far, I gave the username and I selected programmatic access and AWS managed console access. Programmatic access where this user is able to connect from the code. That means sometimes code wants to connect. For example, if you are running one application which needs database, but it should connect to the database through the code, but there is no user involved there, but code should connect the database and get the details. In that case, we will give this access key and secret access key to that code by selecting programmatic access. And AWS management console means this is what you are looking at now. Log into browser, uh, access the AWS console URL on the browser and log into your account. That is what management console access does. And I created a password, required no password reset. And I attach one policy to that user and I'm creating. Do you have any doubts? Please ask me. Okay, so I'm creating this. Now it will give me access key and secret access key, using which I'll create my um, I mean using which I can access through my code or CLI to these resources. So I need to download this. My username is Redbird. So Redbird. See here, I have access key and secret key. I'll save this for my future purpose, and this is the URL of my console. So password is not given here. That is hidden one. So you have to fill this sheet and send it to your developers or anyone. See, whenever someone wants you to create one user account, you have to create and download this and send it to them. Or you have email option here. You can simply email this. Okay. Simply hit email and you can email this. Okay. So now you know how to create user account. And the difference between the password option and access key option is, I am telling you again, with username and password, human beings, okay, people will log into console using browser, like how I logged in here, okay, and using access key and secret key, applications or operating systems connect will be connected to particular resources in AWS. As I said, if you are running one web application and it wants to connect to RDS, which is a database service, using these keys, we will provide these keys to that particular application or operating system. Then using these keys, that particular application will connect to the database and get the data. Okay. So what resources it will connect depends on what policy we attach to that particular user account. Normally in companies, people are not given this access key and secret key normally, if it is not required. Okay, they will be provided only the password option, login option. But for all the service accounts, we call it service account. For example, if you are using some production environment, you need a key. You need these keys for production environment. Then you create one service account like prod service username. Okay, for that user, you will give the programmatic access and you generate these two keys. And then you will give the um, access to that particular user, whatever you want to give. Okay. Now let us check how this user look like after creating. So now I got this. I got this user account here. If I click here, this is permissions tab. I gave full Amazon EC2 full access. EC2 is the Elastic Compute Cloud. We are going to learn in a couple of classes from now. Okay. Now you see, if you want to manage the policies. If you want to attach any policy or detach policy, if you want to detach, you can simply hit this X mark here, or if you want to attach, you simply click on that, and I'll attach one more for S3. Yeah, S3 read-only access, for example. So like that you can attach and detach policies, or you can simply write your own policies. Console is nothing but see here. Okay, and you can, and this is the URL. I mean, if you have signed up for this itself, you will see the URL within at the starting. You can, sorry, unless if I want to change it. So we will get the option with the number name you want, your company name. Okay. Normally it gives a number. Okay, you can change that. MFA device yesterday. MFA device OTP for your bank account. I mean that number, username and password. It will ask you to enter the number as well. So there are two I showed you yesterday, and if you are using Android, you can download Google Authenticator. I will show you. You have to scan this QR show you in detail what services is. Okay, count and what is the difference between programmatic ads? Please ask me if you have any doubt. Working as sorry, to group of users policies. Please don't get confused. They are not group of users. Policies first and then we will come to group. Okay, yes, we will see now. Full access, right? Let us check what exactly this policy has. This policy has full access to auto scaling, elastic load balancer is to V2. These policies are written in JSON format. Let me copy this text editor in my Ubuntu. View is JSON. I'll paste my code here. Okay. Format, basic format of this JSON file, origin name and statement. Inside which action you want to start. That means starting all resources is everyone. Resources everyone means EC2 instance is nothing but a server. That means all the actions. You just understand what you are giving. Action is all resources. EC2 gives complete description of actions to EC2. I'm allowing elastic, elastic load balancing process. You can also define resources if you want only one server or two servers and the order scaling. If you check here, there is one more policy which we have tried as 3. If you check this JSON, statement you can have to check carefully. See, action is so these people own for all resources. This is a tricky part. You can have see now. See, you will get everything again. After that, you can give anything. This get button here comes under the word R represents everything after that word. All the get commands represent and list represent. Okay, so the list commands all the list commands. It is in JSON format. It is true. You understand the basic structure of this thing. Okay. So these are the you can see, and you can see the description. Or not able to find any policy in AWS, you just have to. Okay, that means AWS does not disclose and for particular case you need to create policies. Create policy button, and these are the options. Copy an AWS managed policy. So, and we can edit that you see here. So, EC2 I'll name it EC full. Okay. Description is provides to and so you have to mention your policy so that you can recognize it policy. First, okay. Now you have right create policy where see you want to allow two things. So allow first allow denies what you want. So for example, delete option and select is EC2 and my action is okay. I want to deny delete action. These are the actions for delete action. Amazon resource any instance you can give the error name simply star. If you have any particular machine, every machine here. So my policy of what it does is it denies process. So if it's too easy to and you attach this policy already there is all this for deliver policy name description policy. Here you have validated policy also, so you can validate it. Also, so here I give space the name. So validation is over here. The policy maintain expected comma. Okay, so it Aslan will not have commas. If for example if I hit fail, okay, it is X. So I need to remove validate policy. I'm not creating any policy now. Something else. I'm not, that is meaningless for me now. Create from the manager policies, copy the manager policy and which you basic website. Add any condition. Okay, for that bucket, list bucket, list all my bucket. Yeah, this will select the one which you really want. Names and the description, what action does what, your action. Okay, and you can add conditions. Actually, when it comes to show you how it works. For now, while add statement, you can add what is it, JSON file. I want this cloud formation along with yeah, cloud formation, all actions along with S3 and distribution. I'll use the error name, but I don't allow you have you can create these two policies in a single file. I selected these three for a particular bucket. See, one is without www and one is with w. User to access mention resource star. If you give star here, it's a simple option. But particular bucket name instead of okay. There is multiple types of authentication and actions. You can deny some. how you attach or user as well as user. You can have an attach the groups to that particular user. Okay. So remember that attach it to particular user, attach it to his account. Role is also nothing but I'll explain which has if you see CloudWatch role policy. Policy will be attached to discipline resources. This role and so that example S3 or RDS. Principally you are running application server and you don't want you want to connect that is you have to launch this you know how it works when we are working with okay search identity providers in your organization you have Active Directory which has so you don't want okay and as you are admin you don't want to again if you have 1,000 employees it is what you will do is they will access your Active Directory or that